Welcome to my very first Patreon video for my special and VIP supporters. I'm going to be doing a series of short videos about creative entrepreneurship, sort of more the business aspect of trying to get ahead, be successful, feel successful. That's important, feeling successful as a creative person. And you don't necessarily have to be a creative like me. I'm a visual artist. You could be a musician, a writer, an inventor, any kind of some person who's trying to start a business, enhance a business that has to think maybe a little outside the box. Anyway, today what we're going to do is talk about setting goals. I am a big goal setter. I didn't always do it in my life. But one of the things that is important to me is to keep a list of goals. So let's talk about, first of all, what kind of goals to set. So you might be setting career goals, all right? So career, oof, I'm a terrible speller, so if I make a mistake on spelling, you'll forgive me, right? Career goals. That could have to do with things that you want to achieve as an artist, as a creative. You might be talking about financial goals. Financial goals are important. Not everything, because money's not everything, but we do need to feel compensated and successful sometimes that way. I also keep in my goals personal goals. That might have to do with relationships, with where I live, how I'm living. So all of those things, I sort of mix them all together because I'm all trying to achieve these things. So the next thing to talk about is, where do you write these goals down? So writing the goals down is important. I write them in a draft of my email, okay? Because I keep a lot of things by email. I can always access them, whether it's on my home computer or on my phone, and I can just look at my drafts, and I keep various things in my drafts, but one of them is goals, and I call them personal and business goals. And I like to look at my goals, not every day. I look at them once every couple months, just to sort of remind myself of where I'm going, where I've been, what I'm trying to achieve. And I was talking to Ted about this. Ted's my partner, and he doesn't keep his goals in an email. He keeps them on a whiteboard in his office because he likes to look at his goals every day. That's not for me, but he wants them written down, so he looks at them and says, wow, this is what I'm trying to achieve. How can I achieve them? He also is a big believer in talking to other people about his goals. And I think that's great. If you're able to share your goals with your partner or with colleagues and tell people, I'm trying to achieve this, it can help. Personally, I don't do that as much. I just need to see them for myself. So everybody's different, but those are some good options. And I think maybe in the chat below this video, you can tell me how you set your goals, and how you look at them, if you tell other people, if you don't tell other people. All of these are good things to do. So how practically do I set my goals? I set short-term goals, sort of midterm goals, and then sort of long-term or lifetime goals. So you can say, well, here I am it's 2021. I have some goals that I want to achieve, say, by the end of the year. That's 6 more months, right? So that might be a way that you could think about it. Like, that's a short-term goal for me, okay? So the way that I do it in my drafts is I set goals by year, all right? So I started keeping goals in 2013. And one of the goals I had in 2013 was I wanted to get a local gallery, okay? And I wrote that down for 2013, okay? I also wanted to sell $5,000 worth of paintings. And I wanted to, let's say I wanted to start a garden, okay? Those are all achievable goals, okay? Oh, great. Then in my next year, for 2014, I wanted to get a gallery in LA, all right? So that was not San Diego. I wanted to go to a bigger market. So it was a little bit harder to achieve than the first goal, which was a local gallery. Okay, I wanted to get an LA gallery. And let's say I wanted to earn more money, or I wanted to get a dog, which I did want to get a dog, okay? So I set like maybe this year, goal for this year, goal for next year. Things that are a little bit harder to get next year. And then I've got two more categories that are sort of in the future. 5-year goal, so 5 years away, and lifetime goal. Okay, so in 5 years, you set a bigger goal, like maybe I want to buy a house, or I want to get, I want to have achieved a certain stability financially, or I want to have quit the job that I'm in and retire. That could be like a 5-year goal. You want to set a big major stepping stone that you're like working towards. It's a ways away, but you are like moving in that direction. Lifetime goals are the biggies. Those are some that you can start with first. That really sort of makes you think, what am I working towards? So a lot of people in their lifetime, as a lifetime goal, they might want to write a memoir. They might want to have a big family, whether it's a family that's related to you or not. They might want to have this extended group of friends around them, or children, grandchildren. You might want to have traveled to certain countries. You might want to have moved to the countryside and have a farm. You know, the lifetime sort of clarifies, a lot of artists, for example, want to have a museum retrospective by the end of their life, and that's a great goal. You know, to maybe it wouldn't happen, but like I'm working towards that, and so this is important. So after you've got these things listed, then you check them off as you achieve them. So you might write the goals, and then in a couple months, I opened my thing, and I realized, oh, I did start a garden. Hey, I achieved that. I'm excited because I wrote it down. Maybe I told somebody, yeah, I've got a goal of starting a garden. Why don't I do it? That's not that expensive. I can get some pots. I can do a pot garden. Not that kind of pot. Like a regular container garden. So I check that off. I use a tab, and I put this goal into a different column. And then as I go along through, say, 2013, 2014, I start checking things off. I got a dog. I did get a local gallery. I did get a gallery in LA. Maybe I didn't keep that gallery, but I did it. I checked it off, and it's a great way to feel like you've achieved. So you're not only looking forward, but you're looking backward and saying, oh, I did sell $5,000 worth of paintings in that, maybe not that year, but maybe the following year, I did it. And then you're going to have the next goal that you're setting, financial goal, or whatever you're thinking. I retired, I moved to the desert. I did move to the desert. So, and that was a goal that I had. And sometimes you have goals that you set for yourself and you don't achieve them. So I'm going to give you one of the goals that happened for me. I wanted to get a tenured teaching position, okay? And it was a goal that I had for a lot of years, and it stayed in my unachieved column. And then life happened, and I moved on, and I realized, you know what? In the end, I didn't want that goal because it just wasn't possible. And my life changed, and tenure in the end was not the right thing for me. So I like to leave it. So if my thing was on a whiteboard, I might erase it. But because I keep my goals in a draft of my email, I can always look back and say, I didn't achieve those goals, and maybe there's a reason I didn't achieve them. Maybe in the end it wasn't right for me. Whoopsie, I accidentally deleted the last part of the video, but I had basically finished everything I wanted to say. So I'm just adding this little part on. I want to end every video with two things. One is to tell you a little desert story, and then I want to acknowledge my supporters. So here's the desert story for today. I was opening up a shed, and I was hot, and I was in a hurry, and I opened it up and looked down, and there was a giant red racer snake roiling around on the ground, and I was like, "Wah!" Jumped back, and it slithered off. And they're really beautiful. They're red. They're red, and then they've got a black and white head. And they're not poisonous, but they definitely are aggressive. And if they bite you, they'll bite you multiple times. So I didn't need that in my life. Anyway, the desert is exciting. So there's that. And here's my wonderful VIP and special supporters: Kathy Imordino, Dr. Robert Penner, Linda Keeler, Kathleen Postma, Cindy Zimmerman, and Molly Stump. Thank you so much for making these videos possible and for supporting my work. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next month. Thank you so much.